teachers are always talking about values. They're always going on about values, okay? So please read this with me. Values are basic and fundamental beliefs that guide or motivate attitudes or actions. You being here right now on a rainy period 4 shows me that you value what?
English.
English, good answer. But what do you value more than that, John? You value education. And you value education because why? Why do you value education? Because it's good for you? Yep. So as a culture, we tell you, don't we, that this is worthwhile. But is it? Great question. Okay, cool. You're in your uniform because you value what?
Appearance.
Appearance?
Rules.
You do value rules somewhat, even if you hate every minute of it. You do value it enough to follow the rules. Values describe the personal qualities we choose to embody. So it's about what you hold right here. Think of your heart and your head. What you value. So if I see somebody bullying somebody, I'm the kind of person who will step in because I value human rights and fairness and kindness. That's what I value, okay? Guess what? Lots of texts, a novel, a song has values, an author has values, and they put it in the work that you're analysing. What's the difference then between a value and an attitude? It's a really hard question. I'll let you think and I'll edit this.
Attitude is what you behave.
Can you say that louder, please?
Attitude is what you behave.
The attitude is how you express the value. So an interesting example I can give you is if I'm on the street protesting against climate change, what do I value? The planet, yep, keeping it clean. If I'm in your face with my protest poster, what attitude am I showing? Save the world, save the climate! What's my attitude?
Doesn't look like this.
Urgent attitude. Possibly a little bit aggressive. Yep, so the attitude is just how you say and do what you value. That's the difference. That's the difference. So let's have a go. These are some words of things that you might value. Have a look at yours right now. Maybe you value honesty, fairness, dignity. You value education because you're here right now. You value kindness because you're all being so beautiful listening to me. You value kindness. You know the classroom. Sometimes you're in a classroom and a kid you can tell doesn't value kindness or respect. You know the kids, etc. And these are just some vocab words of attitude words. Like I said in my last class, the world is more than happy, sad. Happy, sad. Sad attitude. Happy attitude. Boring. Different words. Miss Ralph had a sympathetic attitude to me when I said I was tired and sad. But because she values education so much, she said we're going to keep going. For instance, if someone is driving dangerously, it's likely that they do not value what? Have a look at your list.
Personal safety.
Thank you, Sam.
Good job, Sam.
Good job, Sam.
I didn't look at it.
You didn't even look at the list. Somebody said personal safety. That's good too. I like that.
Safety isn't even on my list.
Safety's not even on the list, Sam. Legend. Let's do the next one together. So you're copying this down. So, Kale, we've got our pens moving. If they are driving dangerously, they are demonstrating a what attitude towards others? Have a look at a list or make...
Negative.
Careless.
Negative? Go for another one from the list. I'm going to take 2.
Arrogant.
Wow. Wow, okay. They're showing a careless and arrogant attitude towards other people. I agree with you. And they're not valuing safety. An assumption, even its actual definition, is just an idea or a thing that's accepted as true. Sometimes it doesn't have proof. We make an assumption that Australians like the beach. that they don't always, and there's no real proof, we just make an assumption that Australians love the beach. A lot of them do, sure. So there's some truth in it, but not all of them. Okay? So it's usually just common beliefs we have in society about what groups of people like. It's usually like the message in a text. So let's have a look. And when we say culture, by the way, what is culture? Well, it's kind of everything. It's movies, it's TV shows, it's politics, it's how we do school, it's how we behave with each other. They're saying here it's an umbrella term. It's about the social behavior and the norms. So things we possibly take for granted about normal things we do. It's normal that a teacher turns up here organized to teach. You expect that. And the social norm of school kids is that they put the outfit on and come to school. This is normal for us. So let's have a look at some assumptions. Again, they're not always true. They may not have any proof, but culturally we assume it. These are often infused with stereotypes, so they can be kind of offensive at times too. So a cultural assumption, eyes are on your page, looking on your page, or up here, it's fine. A cultural assumption about girls is that they like pink. Right? We've all heard this one, I'm sure, right? Do they all like pink? No. I realize a lot of people do. A lot of girls do actually like pink, but do they like it, or do they just get pink shoved in their face from when they're little?
But you will like pink.
Yeah, is it a norm? We're going to a baby shower, it's a girl, pink. See how it's a cultural thing? It's a cultural thing. A cultural assumption, here's one about boys, is that they love footy, football. Do all boys like football? No.
I know Sebastian, do you like football? I think Sebastian likes football.
All right, okay, a lot of them do. Sure, it's an assumption, a cultural assumption. It's working, it's working. Your turn on your page. So please be looking so you know what to do. Jess, are you guys ready? A cultural assumption about Australians is that I already gave you one, that they like the beach, but I want you to think of a different one. Okay. Texts represent concepts, identities, times and places underpinned by the cultural assumptions, attitudes, there it is again, everyone's favorite, attitudes, beliefs, values, or worldview of the writer, shaper, or speaker, or designer. So somebody designed this poster, and it will reflect their attitudes and beliefs. That's quite wordy and a little bit hard to understand even for me. So what we mean, and with your pen, I want you to underline this, please. I want to see pens moving. What we really just mean is, what is the idea in the text here? What is one representation of schoolies? So, as a class, guys, we said that one representation of schoolies is that it's a social and connected thing. The second representation we said is that it's an important thing for teenagers. So it's about socially connecting, and it also is framed or represented as being important in your whole life, a very important event. Sam, can you tell me what your cultural assumption was, please?
Love part of it.
A cultural assumption in the visual is that teens like to party. I want to take a couple here. A different one, please. A different one. Jess, Charlotte, anyone from there? A different cultural assumption that teens like to party. Pardon?
Like the key part of the teens.
Yeah, cultural assumption is that schoolies is I'm going to call it a rite of passage, which means like a key event. Zara, for my last one, just talking in just a sec, please, guys, because I'm filming.
The best best place is a beach to party?
A cultural assumption is definitely the beach is the best place to celebrate. Okay, awesome. We're in the final bit here. We've said what a cultural assumption is, so what are the values behind all of it? Are the big, big values. So I wonder if you could, maybe you've got a few here. My advice is to jot some down. The first thing that comes to my mind is fun, right? A value is fun. The whole thing is underpinned by a desire for fun because we value it, because we're humans, we like to have fun.
Celebrating end of the year.
Celebrating the end of the year. I did actually call that celebrating success. Right, it's the end of a huge thing, and we culturally we value rewarding ourselves for that hard work. Come on, you got one?
Oh, I got like friends and connection.
Friendship. We value friendship. And that ties in nicely with fun, having fun with your friends.